Every moment, even if I am sailing and I am experiencing greatness, there's another part of me in another realm that is even experiencing a deeper ecstasy. What I'm experiencing in this moment is only my ability of what I'm experiencing, capable of experiencing right now. And I will gradually change that. If I am feeling threatened, there is a part of me somewhere else that is completely safe. So I need to become aware that there is another field of awareness, multipolar fields of awareness elsewhere, and I'm only using one out of 108. And when you start developing that awareness, you can start feeling these layers of insight and clarity and articulation. It's where Dharma, which is a difficult thing to explain, ends up in your speech. That means that I am more than one dimension in one world at one time. I am a multi-dimensional human being that exists in 108 states of consciousness. It's a hard concept. When you got to deal with your child who's very problematic, or a son or a brother, you put all of your worry and all of your eggs in that one basket. What happens if one part of me can reach my son where he might not change his behavior, but actually I can bless him. I've already blessed him. I've already taken care of him. One part of me is already there. While if I am here worried about my son because he's just being stopped by the police or he's been arrested or he's problematic or whatever that's all about, if I channel all my mental energy onto that, not saying I shouldn't take care of my child, but if I take all, my child will keep repeating the same behavior because my child has all my attention and all my energy and all my effort. But when a mother, no, you laugh. When a mother, women do this all the time, when a woman changes and she sets the guidelines, or a man sets the parameters very differently, and that's not just about setting boundaries, but they're saying, one part of you is okay. One part of you needs to shift. Listen, buddy, you're shifting, and you are okay. And you know the other realms exist there. The child starts to change. It's a hard concept. The parameters are different, yeah. No. Most, Charlene was talking about, it's a common thing. We have worked in a one-dimensional reality because it's very reptilian. Reptilians want people only to operate in one dimension. Right? Drug company, all these things are one dimension. You can have the most brilliant person, and that person, if they're not aware and they're only going down the road with one, well, I think all of you can relate that, because all of you are relating with people that are wanting to get you into a one-dimensional, like black and white, and this whole guilt and shame and power trip and ego trip and all this other stuff, right? So they pull you. But the moment you expand and go, well, I'm not sure about that, and what about this? And all of a sudden you open up to all these other layers, they shift with you. That's a small version of you becoming aware of you exist in other places. Always ask, what lies beyond what I'm experiencing? When you are in a situation or a child, what am I not hearing that I need to hear? What do I need to see that I am not seeing? What do I need to feel that I have not felt? Because if I only accept the drama, the tragedy, the pain that is in front of me, I can never understand the bigger perception. It's a way in which you can start feeling these other aspects of yourself. The fundamental question what other parts, what other counterparts or other dimensions of myself do I need to discover beyond what I've seen so far? And this is an interesting question, because how can I sit here and be present with all of you? How can I be here and be connected to the ocean? How can I be here because I'm not just a single entity of energy? And when you can start seeing that you're connected to a larger global consciousness, and you bring that awareness all the time in your daily life, you start feeling it. It starts to percolate. It starts to present itself. We're now becoming aware of other possibilities. A felt sense or knowing that there's another way to be that actually comes from the soul. Just that alone is everything. In every moment that you're experiencing something, there is another. It's a feeling that leaves us with a sense of knowing. Let me go back. A felt sense of knowing there's another way to be that actually comes from the soul. It is a feeling that leaves us with a sense of knowing what is right and what is wrong in the moment. Very different from judgment. I want to feel what the truth is, not the emotional truth or my sensory truth, but a universal truth. I want to see the truth of reality on a universal level, not a psychological level. So our spirit becomes a driving force, and the cosmic identity becomes more real. It marks my wisdom. It is marked by wisdom, compassion, and vulnerability. Without those, you cannot experience this cosmic identity. Our way of moving in the world becomes one which is highly respectful of ourselves and yet open and transparent. Highly respectful of ourselves and others all the time. That highly respectful existence exists simultaneously, but it doesn't taste, smell, feel, process, but it exists simultaneously. There is a part of me with great respect, with great love, with great integrity, with great transparency that pulsates simultaneously in this realm as I am talking to you. That's happening simultaneously. And that realm needs to be tapped into.